Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. The Errol Spence hype is annoying, man. Annoying. I'm getting tired of this shit. Let me do something real quick here, man. First of all, welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Listen. Do y'all want to get this man killed? That's all I'm asking. I understand what Errol Spence was. I understand. Followed his career like many of y'all, right? I also recognize what he's not anymore. He will not beat Sebastian Fundora. I don't think Errol Spence beats anybody at 154. I think Erickson Lubin will beat Errol Spence. How about that? And when I see people out here hyping him up, yeah, we need to see Errol Spence back in the ring. We need to see it. We need to see him come in here and be the body snatcher he once was and break people down. He's gonna come in there with his team. Him and Derrick James. Derrick James who? Derrick James what? Derrick James where? Derrick James when? Derrick James why? And you'll hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. That shit is over, people. The Errol Spence train, the Errol Spence ride, the Errol Spence hype needs to stop. It's over. Ship sale, it's gone. Pull the curtain close. It's out of here, man. How do you expect this man who, first of all, right, this is the first thing. Let's just look at something here. Let's just look at something here. Okay. I'm going to show you. This is Crawford and Spence. CompuBox punch stats. Okay. Let's just look at something here. Errol Spence was throwing a whole lot of punches against Crawford. And he wasn't really doing much. Crawford was teeing off on Errol Spence, hitting him with hard shots, extremely accurate, putting the bing-bings on Errol Spence. When Errol Spence was letting his hands go against Crawford and landing, it was more tap, tap, tap type shots. And he wasn't doing any damage. Crawford was just drawing him in and exploiting him. But this is what I want to point out to everybody who thinks Errol Spence needs to be hyped up, needs to get back in the ring, and Errol Spence is going to go on and become the undisputed champion at 154. Yo, fuck out of here with that. That's not going to happen. Errol Spence damn near looked like he was about to die at 147. That fight for Crawford, I'm not saying it helped Crawford win. I'm not saying it didn't contribute to the Crawford victory. All I'm saying is it looked like Errol Spence was about to die when he walked to the ring. Like, he looked horrible. What this tells you, with Errol Spence, now Errol Spence has admitted, the man said he could goddamn fight 168, 175. He's a big guy. Word on the streets, Errol Spence has been walking around, especially when he wasn't disciplined, 210, 215. Man was out here looking like a big Texas toast. You know what I'm saying? There's butter all up in his ass. For this man to cut to 147, it should have never happened. So what that tells me is even at 154, Errol Spence shouldn't be fighting at 154. So what makes you think an inactive Errol Spence, who's really a 205-pounder, natural body weight, coming off of inactivity, is going to be able to cut to 154 healthy? What makes you think he's going to make a healthy weight cut to 154? 7 pounds shy of being at 147, where at 147 he looked like the Grim Reaper entered the goddamn room. He was talking to the goddamn the what's that called? The something of death. So now you think coming off of inactivity he's going to be able to make 154? That's like him being an active fighter cutting down to 147. When these guys are inactive and they try to, like, look at Keith Thurman, all that inactivity, right? He talking about coming back, it was 154. He wasn't talking about no 147. And Keith Thurman's really like a 170-pound guy. He's way smaller than Errol Spence. And even he's like, man, when I come back, 154 is like, that's where I need to be. Anything more than that's too much. 154 is a sweet spot. Errol Spence is naturally about 30 pounds heavier than Keith Thurman. So how is it that someone thinks it's going to be healthy or possible for Errol Spence to cut from wherever he's at all the way down to 154 and go against a guy like Fundora? Now, Errol Spence will throw a lot of punches. But you know what was killing Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford's ability to hit that man from a distance to where Errol Spence couldn't get out the way of the shots. He didn't understand how is this man able to hit me because Crawford had them long-ass arms. What happens when Errol Spence gets in there with Fundora, who has long arms, right? So that's all I'm saying. Fundora has extremely long arms. That man has like a 6-inch reach advantage, 7-inch reach advantage over Crawford. Crawford had like a 4-inch reach advantage over Spence. So how in the world do y'all think Spence is going to get in the ring with goddamn Fundora, who has like a 10, 11-inch reach advantage over Spence? This is what I'm saying. Stop hyping Errol Spence up, people. He was great. He been through too much. You care about him? If you cared about that man, you wouldn't be trying to have him come back in the ring and fooling yourselves thinking that he's going to come out here now and make the impossible possible. It's just not going to happen. See, I'm not delusional. And I'll tell you this right here. This is where Errol Spence is going to run into a problem. Now, y'all saw what I showed you about Crawford and Spence and the punch output, right? This is where Errol Spence is going to run into a problem. Now, Tim Tszyu and Fundora. Just understand, first you got to deal with the goddamn reach. Then he's going to have to deal with a tall, lanky, long southpaw who will start off, if you putting the bing-bings on Fundora, the worst he'll do is throw 35 punches around. But once he starts to get, figure some things out, Fundora says, all right, my thing is letting my hands go. Fundora against Tszyu, it went from 35 to 47 to 67 punches around to 74 punches to 57 to 57 to 62 to 57 to 64 to 66 to 63 to 72. When you're throwing those kind of numbers, especially if Fundora can get behind his jab, Fundora is going to cut Errol Spence's face up with those shots alone. Now, those of you saying, hood champion, you're taking to the stupid. No. Stop being so goddamn biased. It's like me. I love Tim Tszyu. Everybody know hood champion don't have a favorite fighter, but goddamn, he liked Tim Tszyu. But I got to be real about Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? Tim Tszyu got work to do. There's no way in the world I want Tim Tszyu to go back in here and fight no Mertz Zaliev. What, to get killed? Same thing with Errol Spence. You put him in there with Fundora. Fundora gonna cut his face up. Errol Spence has serious amounts of scar tissue. And Crawford opened them all up. You see, he was just peeling that shit open like envelopes. He just saw his skin just unfolding. It's like, what the hell happened to Errol Spence's face? Crawford does hit hard. But a lot of that was just the scar tissue. And Errol Spence has been in tough fights because he fought more of an aggressive, mash-up, crash-up Mexican style. He took shots to get his off. It was just a matter of breaking you down and who could take more punishment. And Errol Spence is a tough guy. But to think he's going to get in here with Fundora, who's averaging, on a high, it could be up to 80 punches around. And at the lowest, 35 to 40. What's Errol Spence going to do with that? And the guy can stand across the ring and bing you. Tell you what, man. Y'all can say what you want, but stop with the Errol Spence hype. Stop it. He doesn't need to fight. I don't think he should fight. That's my opinion. It's like, and even if, it's like, for me, right? It's almost like you guys want to come and hype somebody up that they can do something that you really know deep down they can't do it anymore. That's like having some chick who was the prom queen in 12th grade. Now she's 52 years old, belly and shit hanging all over her poom, man. Breasts looking like mango seeds and shit. And y'all telling her, man, hyping up to go to the club, man, and wear some revealing shit and look crazy. She still thinking she the prom queen. Got her thinking she the prom queen. It's over. Stop hyping people up, man. But Errol Spence, I think he deserves all the respect in the world. The man didn't take no tune-up fights. The man came back, he fought. Errol Spence deserves all the respect in the world. But I don't think he should be hyped up, and it's annoying the shit out of me that people out here thinking Errol Spence is gonna come out here and make the impossible possible against Cockroach Man. Cockroach Man can fight. Y'all can say what you want. Fundora's tall. Fundora's got power. Look at what he did to Lubin. Listen to what these fighters say about Fundora. Listen to what they say. They can say, "Oh, he got knocked out in sparring." That's sparring. But when they get in the ring, they all say that. They say that Cockroach Man is strong as hell. They'll tell you. They say that tall, skinny, lanky MFer is strong. So y'all sit here and underestimate Fundora. Only way Errol Spence wins that fight. Only way. One is if he can make 154, right? If he can make it and be healthy, okay? Then he has a chance to capitalize on Fundora fighting small. But you see what we're doing here now? It's like you want this shit, the stars to line up perfectly for Errol Spence to somehow get in here and time or break down a fella who has a 9, 10, 11 inch reach advantage, who throws like 30, 40 more punches around than him. But y'all think Errol Spence is going to be able to sit back and time him and catch him, and that's not how he fights. You know what he does? He comes straight forward, just like Fundora has a tendency to come straight forward, but you can see he made some adjustments when he fought Zoo. He even talked about fighting more discipline, staying behind his jab. So I can't see him coming in and fighting stupidly and allowing Errol Spence to get an upper hand, because now he's fighting an Errol Spence fight, fighting within that comfort zone for Errol Spence. No, he got to keep it comfortable for himself. Anyway, y'all hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. Yo, man, I love Errol Spence, man. Dude, father Jamaican. He like me. I'm born up here in America. He born here in America. He has a West Indian parent. I have a West Indian parent. I ain't Jamaican, though. But I understand. I like Errol. We have a few things in common. He liked the country and all that shit. Got a farm. I grew up doing shit like that. A lot of animals and shit, and chopping bush and planting garden and taking horse manure and cow manure and mixing that shit and going and planting garden. I did all that. Killing goats and chickens and ducks and cows. I busted the throat on the motherfuckers. Dress them and everything. Strip out all the guts and all that, man. Take the hide off, dry it in the sun, man. Just take a stone and sand and rub the fur off the hide and make a skin for my drum. My dad taught me all that shit. I know how. I'm telling you. I don't know if Errol Spence has gone that far, but I rock with Errol Spence. Not just for boxing. It's different. Culturally, I rock with the dude. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say he should come back to boxing. That's crazy. Sit out there, hit up Hood Champion. I'll come out there. We go there, man. We get two, 3 fucking rams, bust the throat on them, chop them shits up and curry them up, eat them with some white rice and salad and watercress and chill. But when it comes to this boxing shit, don't. Stay your ass out the ring. And fans, stop hyping this man up. You'll get him killed, man. He doesn't need to do it. In the breeze.